Hi and welcome. My name's Tolan and I'm the co-founder of Productivity Me. In this video, we're going to look at the keyboard shortcut of Shift-End. By pressing Shift-End, we'll be able to select all of the text between our cursor and the end of a cell, rather the end of a row within a specific cell. So check that out in this video and let's get started. All right, so in the last video, we looked at the idea of Shift Home, which would allow you to select everything between your cursor and the beginning of a cell, rather the beginning of a particular row within a cell, if your cell has multiple rows. This might make more sense if we were to tab over here, and you'll see that we have a single cell, and this cell has so much text that it has multiple rows of text within a given cell. So don't let that confuse you. Thus, if we were to press Shift Home, it would go to the beginning of that row within our cell. But if we're here and we press Shift Home, it would go to the beginning of the second row within the cell. This can be a little bit confusing because generally we consider this is row 1, this is row 2, this is row 3. But if you had your text wrapped, meaning you were to select this button, a single cell can have multiple rows within it. So just a little bit of a nuance, perhaps more advanced than we would want to discuss in this course. If you have questions, you can post them on our discussion board, on our comment section, or send us an email. We'd be happy to clarify this point. But going back to this more simple example where we have a single cell with a single row of text, if we press Shift Home, it would automatically select everything between our cursor here and the beginning of a row. Thus, if we wanted to do the opposite, we would place our cursor somewhere and then press Shift End, and would automatically select all the text between our cursor, which is now located here near A, and it would select everything to the end near F. So if we were to place our cursor here at the end of the word international, and we wanted to select everything between that place at the end of international and the word incorporated, we would press the Shift key and the End key, and that would automatically select that text. A cool trick is if you wanted to select, say, the word, or rather the portion here between company, one way to do that would be to press the Shift key and click, but you can actually use a series of combinations of the different keyboard shortcuts we used. So you could press, say, Shift End to select all of that text, and then you would press and hold the Control key and then the left arrow, and that would deselect the word incorporated, and you would have that same selection made. And then you could say change it to red text. So again, I think the beauty of keyboard shortcuts is being able to use multiple ways to achieve the same thing, right? And keyboard shortcuts, in my mind, become really interesting when you can use combinations. So rather than just say use the keyboard shortcut of Shift End, we can use the keyboard shortcut of something like Shift End and then Control Shift left arrow, and then Shift left arrow to deselect that middle space. So we just use 3 independent keyboard shortcuts, which would allow us kind of more precision to very quickly get to the result that we want. And then we could say change this text to something like gray. I'm not sure why we would do that because aesthetically it doesn't look very good, at least in my mind, but you have a lot more flexibility when you have all of these different keyboard shortcuts either in the back of your mind or as a place of reference. Like you can come watch these videos on YouTube or on Skillfeed or Udemy or whatever. So again, in this video, we looked at the idea of using the Shift End keyboard shortcut in order to select everything between our cursor and the end of a cell, or rather the end of a specific row. So in our next video, we're going to look at very efficiently deleting certain characters or certain text within a cell. We're going to achieve this by using the keyboard shortcut of Control Delete. Check out that video and we'll see you in a few minutes. Thanks for watching.